know, having a model railway isn't all about just running trains. Sometimes things go wrong, and you have to have determination and resourcefulness to try and overcome these problems. Well, here's a few things that went wrong for me. So this is a Bachmann British Rail Mark II coach, BSO, which I think is brake second class open, and it's a beautiful model. The detail is amazing and it rolls along frictionlessly almost. Beautiful model. But what they don't tell you is if you've got a Hornby surface mounted point motor, I'll hold the camera in one hand and I'll push the carriage around with the other. Just watch what happens. Oh look! Oh look! The undercarriage is overlapping and banging into the motor. So what are you going to do? Now, no model railway is complete without the CMX track cleaner. Wonderful piece of kit. But let me just show you what happens. Underneath you've got a little screw, you see in the middle there, a little screw that holds on the wheels, the bogie. Well, that teeny weeny little screw every now and again will vibrate loose, and if it's going around the track and that little screw comes out, this did happen to me. By a miracle I managed to find that screw. But I mean, I got these bits of the layout over here, tunnels, underpasses, bits of track that go under here, look. It could have been anywhere, but as it was just here. So make sure that these screws are tight. Every time you use your CMX, make sure those screws are tight and they don't come out on the track. Well, I wanted to use some LEDs to make some colour light signals, and I bought these from Model Rail Show from a very nice man, Mr. Helmsman Model Rail, very helpful. And if you notice the instructions here, the LED will only operate from a DC. AC supply will damage the LED. So in order to prevent damage, I did as was recommended, fitted a rectifier like so, because I thought the supply to the LEDs was AC, but well, this is a decoder for accessories. The ESU switch pilot, the one on the left I'm talking about, don't look at the one on the right. Well, the input here is from an AC input. So mistakenly I assumed the output would also be AC. But I found out the hard way. It's not. It's DC. Somewhere inside there's a rectifier. Well, if you're using points, not a problem, but if you are using signal lights with LEDs, then if you wire them up the wrong way around, they don't work. Well, I hear you say, why don't you just reverse the wiring on the lights? Yeah, but look at the back. taking that to bits is going to be a nightmare. I can't reverse. And I used a common earth, you see. So the red and the green have the same earth. So if I reverse the wiring, both the lights come on. And that's no use. So what I had to do, I fitted a relay. Relay? Yes, relay. That you get for a car. And that works fine. But I found that out the hard way. Well, the trouble I had with curved points. Now, I'm just going to demonstrate what's happened to me. First of all, I've got here just a regular power supply. And I've got my circuit tester, which I'm going to connect to one pin. I will connect the crocodile clip, and when I touch the other pin with the circuit tester, the light comes on. So that's my circuit tester. I'm not measuring the voltage, I'm not multimeter, I'm just seeing if the thing lights up. If there's a circuit flowing, it lights up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect this one here to this rail on the points. Then I'm going to connect this rail on the points, making sure they don't touch, obviously. I'm going to connect that to the circuit tester and then connect the other end, so that when these two, keep still, when these two crocodile clips are connected electrically, the light comes on, you see? So if I connect those two rails, the light comes on. Alright, well that's just to demonstrate what's going on with the electricity. Now, of course, if those two rails are connected in the world of model railways, that's a very bad thing, because this rail will have one polarity and this rail will have another polarity, because this rail, as I'm looking, this rail is on the right and this rail is on the left. Now, of course, usually that's not a problem, because the frog here is made of plastic and the electricity does not flow between these two rails. But watch what happens with my Class 86. I've got a pair of Class 86 wheels here, nicely back to back, exactly right. And if I just go over the points with these wheels, if I just go over the points with these wheels, if I just go over the points with these wheels, look, the light comes on. So that's a very momentary short circuit, just for the moment where the wheels are just there. There's a short circuit because those two bits of the rail are connected. Now when you're doing DC, probably nobody notices. The train goes over it, nobody notices. When you're using DCC, I'm using Railmaster, I'm using E-Link, and the slightest hint of a short circuit and it all trips out. Everything stops. So I learnt the hard way that I have to convert my curved points to electrofrog, which means plastic connector there, and connect these two rails then with a little bit of wire and solder, and then connect that wire to a switch or something else that will change the polarity, such as a DCC Concepts frog polarity changing thing. Now they say a bad workman blames his tools, but I cannot work syringes. I try to be very gentle with the pressure so fluids come out the other end in a nice steady manner, but that never happens for me. It seems I press and then nothing happens, and I press a little bit too hard and it all squirts out. So I just can't use syringes. It's just me probably. So I got these off eBay. These little bottles. These are amazing and they cost next to nothing. And you can put all sorts in. So there's glue in that one. And then just a little hole in the end there. And you squirt it and it just comes out exactly the speed you want it. That's not a sample, urine sample, by the way. That's some of that which I use on the CMX. This is an unopened one. So you cut the end according to how big you want the hole to be at the end. You can put paint. I put paint in that one. They're great. So that's better than syringes in my opinion.